I'll be honest with you, even in my favorite effects, I don't use all the parameters. In fact, there's sometimes where I don't even want to see some of the parameters on there because I know exactly which ones that I'm going to use for a given project. On editing jobs, I'm just never going to use some of this stuff. It's a conundrum, and it can be a nightmare if you're trying to share this with someone that uses a different NLE. But thanks to Boris FX, Sapphire has the Effect Builder. I'm going to show you how to steal parameters from different effects and shut off the ones that you'd never use to build a custom look that's uniquely yours. First things first, we're going to test this footage out on some of my favorite creepypasta. This is my homage to the Backrooms. We have a strong cut right here. Almost looks like a jump cut because they're so similar. So let's go up here to where it says FX. If you could go to the video effects, check out under Sapphire Builder, you'll see the Effect Builder. And when you check out other tutorials, like the ones from my friend John Dickinson, you can see how this effect essentially combines a variety of different effects, as you can see over here, and keeps only the parameters that you want. This way, this area does not get super big and messy and overwhelming. But did you know the Effect Builder also has a transition? Up here in the effect panel, type in S_transition. And right here under video transitions, you'll see Sapphire Builder S transition. I want you to drag that onto this cut right here like so. As you can see, this area is completely blank and there are no parameters listed out underneath. And like always, start by going to your presets. You can see under the Builder Effects category, S transition has been selected. In these effects, it combines a bunch of different components. That means it was created using multiple different filters. This whole area is definitely worth exploring. There is so much more than I can even cover. So you could definitely start right there. But in the Sapphire Effect Builder, we have an Edit Effect option. This is where I want you to go. Right here, you can see our workspace. And yes, if you wanted to, you can move this around so it fits the way you like. And right now, you and I are going to build a transition that will fit the look of this 1990s style footage. Take a look at this. This is a transition. It'll begin with whatever node you attach to this line. And anything that you attach from the line from 2 to the transition will show how the effect will end. Now down here, you can see I have Preview Selected node activated. So let's add something right here. Up here in the Components section, you can type in exactly what you're looking for, or you can simply scroll through all the different types of effects from Sapphire. So up here in the search bar under Components, let's type in VHS. This is the style we're going for. Just drag it directly onto that line from, and you can see the VHS damage beginning to work. And of course, let's bring your attention up to Load Preset. I definitely like the look of this one. Video piracy is a crime. Touché. Click Load in the bottom right, followed by Digital Damage. And then here, we're gonna type in Pixel for Pixel Sort. The Pixel Sort creates this really cool stretch, which reminds me of some of the lore. Let's bump it up to about here so we can still see some of the background. I'm gonna hit Render to play back smoothly. It looks pretty authentic. And of course you can add VHS damage to the whole thing. Now we've got a good look. But about that transition, if I wanna make changes and I don't wanna have to see all these different parameters, let's go to Edit Effect. Up here you can see the checkbox that will turn off all parameters. Now we can select only the ones that we want. Let's look at Tape Noise Details. We can change the amount right here. So let's hold on to that one. Digital Damage. Let's turn them all off. Let's pick out something like Blocks Intensity and Blocks Threshold, and keep only those ones. Oh, and while we're at it, the pixel sort looks a little extreme. So what I want to try doing is adding a shake. So let's do Dissolve Shake, but I want to reduce the amplitude so it's not going too crazy. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's click OK.
And by the way, it's going to be very careful to tell you that it will get rid of your keyframes. So remember to design your builder transitions before keyframing. I'm going to show you how to avoid manual keyframes anyway in just a bit.
This liminal space now has an otherworldly transition. Oh, and don't forget, you can hit Save Preset, where you can name it, describe it, and type in someone's name, and hit Save.
Now let's take a look at this old neighborhood in this beautiful scene. I'm gonna take my inspiration from these lens flares and light leaks that are coming up over that hill. As per usual, let's type in S_transition, add that to our cut, select the transition, and we're going to immediately go to Edit Effect. The default transition is a dissolve, so let's address that right away. I want something that plays off the light. Fortunately, Sapphire has Dissolve Light Leak. While the default is really beautiful, you know where I want to go. There are some fun transitions that mix a bunch of different colors together. Because it uses a mixture of elements, there's also some really unique effects. That one looks good. It really matches the colors coming up over that house. But I want to go a little crazier. This one's called Energy Powered Anti-Light Leak. And I love some blinding streaks with rainbows. Hit load at the bottom, and let's play through. It's fast, it's impressive. This is where we're gonna start. Okay, now because I am on a rainbow kick, let's type in Prism over here, and let's begin with Defocus Prism. Right up top. This has some chromatic aberration, as well as an interesting blur. And when I think I might be overdoing it with prisms, I just double down. So let's grab Prism Lens and drop it on the 2. Very cool look. I actually really love this one already. But let's say we wanted to steal some parameters. On Defocus Prism, let's shut off all the parameters here. Let's keep something like brightness. And maybe this one. And that one. Although I do like the chroma distort, we could bump this up quite a bit. Oof, maybe not that much. That's a pretty cool look. But let's say I wanted to see that happen a little earlier. This transition happens really suddenly. I want to show you this really nifty animation setting down here. These are the built-in animations for your transition. In other words, the animation isn't driven by keyframes here. This is where you decide if you want to see the parameter take effect gradually and gradually disappear. And note also that this is the animation over the entire clip. We could push out the start time, or we could bring the end time closer. Since this effect is in the front end of our transition, I want to move the mid time towards the front so we can see it a little earlier. And also I want to slow that middle so it gradually makes an appearance. And I want to do the same thing under Prism Lens. Under Reflection Details, we're going to hit the stopwatch to access those animation settings under Reflection Opacity. As you can see, this is where that main reflection appears and disappears. Push the mid time towards the end and slow that middle. This way it gradually disappears from sight. We're going to do the exact same thing with these lights. These ones right here. Hit the stopwatch. Add this gradual animation. We're going to move the mid time towards the end. Slow down that middle so we can see it gradually disappear. And hit OK. Let's stretch this out to give it plenty of time. Hit render to play back. And if we're not happy with the slow out speed, we can make a general change right here. Now take a look at that. Ooh. And because I gotta, this looks really good in a nighttime city shot. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, for this little scene, I took a bunch of different shots of what would have been a very happy little couple and made it extremely sad looking. So if you cry, it's totally my fault. Check it out. Oh, this poor guy. It's like he's thinking back to this memory, and then we cut to the memory. Only the dramatic shots, of course, where he closes his eye, turns towards his girl, and there he is sighing by himself. So why did I explain what was going on? Well, it's bookend by current time, where he's thinking back to this moment in the front and back. And then here's the memory, all colored similarly, all in the same location. So our transition is supposed to help the audience recognize that this is what he's daydreaming about. Under Effects, we're going to grab S Transition and begin right here. Up in Effects Controls, go to Edit Effect. The first thing that I want to do is add a glow dissolve right here. Up here, I'm going to make sure that the glow brightness is kept, maybe glow threshold, maybe glow color if we're getting crazy. And if you want to get really quick, there's some hotkeys you can learn within Sapphire Effect Builder. Tap Tab, and you can immediately call up an effect as long as you know what it's called. All right, so here's our streaks. I want to go to the preset, and let's use radial radiance. Click Load. If we want to make some adjustments, maybe we'll keep only 2 rotate. This one will change the appearance of the direction of the stretch. All right, with 2 selected, I'm going to hit Tab again and type in light to find light leak. These digital light leaks look fantastic. Let's grab a preset like Purple Squeeze, and maybe we want to keep scale lights here. Again, I want to make sure that we slow the middle and move the mid time towards the end. Fair enough. Now, if you do get your nodes all jumbled up and they're looking a little nasty, you can select them and hit Ctrl+L. Bring these together nice and tight. Ctrl+L makes them look nice. And if you want to navigate, you can roll forward on the wheel or right-click to drag around. Also, if you turn off Preview the selected node, you'll see the results no matter which one you're messing with. If you want to turn off only one, on a PC, hit Ctrl+D, or on a Mac, Command-D. This is probably the best place to make our adjustments. I definitely want to adjust our glow. There we are. Looks nice. Now click OK to get back to the show. Select the Transition Builder and hit Command or Control+C, and then select all of your cuts and Command and Control+V. Absolutely beautiful. I've always been a hopeless romantic.
Sapphire is the place to go if I want to feel like an architect. I can go in there and build something crazy. We're essentially handing you the keys to the car. Now you can build your own plugin. This makes it possible to share the effect across different hosts and simplify the parameters enough so that future me remembers exactly what I was trying to do. Now, if you want to go deeper, my friends John Dickinson and Ben Brownlee have done some really deep dives. If you want to learn parameter linking or how to string 20 different filters together without making your head spin, check out those tutorials. I've put them in the description below. And don't wait, get your very own free trial of Sapphire at borisfx.com. The name's Zak Ciotti. Thank you for watching.